Hello, this is Ty Lee. Today I'm trying to solve number 8 from chapter 14.1. It says the quantity Q of the beef purchased in a week in kilogram is a function of a price of beef and a price of a chicken. And the price of beef is beta and price of chicken is just C. The problem A asks for, do you expect partial Q over partial B to be positive or negative? I think this is the economic problem about substitute, but A is easier than B in the way that beef's price is directly relevant to the demand for beef, because the price goes too much up, we're not gonna purchase as much beef as we used to be because you can't afford that much. But what about the other way? If the price goes down, you're gonna purchase more meat because selling a more amount is going to bring you extra profit. So for the answer, A is gonna be positive because it's gonna be negative, since given the price of chicken is remaining same, so DC is 0. DQ DB is gonna be somewhat negative value, since increment of B indicates the decrement of Q, and decrement of B is gonna indicate increment of Q. So they are negatively relevant. And for number B, it says, do you expect partial Q over partial C to be positive or negative? This is completely opposite, because let's say the price of the beef is remaining still, but the chicken price goes up. Let's say I'm a restaurant owner and I deal two kinds of meat, beef and chicken, and if it doesn't really matter what my customers buy, because if my price on the menu changes, customers will change the decision based on the price they see on the menu, and that is directly connected to the price of the raw materials, beef and chicken. And increment of C means for the increment of C means we're not spending as much money to buy as much amount of chicken because we can buy them much. Now we have an extra money to buy beefs, if that analogy works. Or price of beef is going to be increasing due to its substituting property in it. So the more amount of beef you purchase, you're gonna relatively get profit. Not that you get more profit out of same price of beef, but you wanna sell more, and you rather purchase something else than chicken. That should be beef, because we only deal beef or chicken. So in this case, the derivative between Q and C is gonna be positive. This also works by dividing domain to the right side and to the left side. If you're gonna increase the price of chicken, you wanna buy more of beef, which is remaining in terms of price. But if the price of chicken goes down, declines, you wanna consider buying more chicken, meaning you're gonna buy less chicken because you don't have enough money to buy that same amount of beef now. And this part C asks for statement, find the meaning in the statement dq partial q over partial b equals negative 213. Okay, so in this case it's in terms of b, so we want to set the c constant. So dc is constant And as we solved in part A, the answer they gave us is negative 213. And this means, literally from the question, Q means the beef purchased in a week in a kilogram, so it's gonna be kilogram over beef. And on the bottom, the unit is price of the beef, so it's gonna be a dollar. Dollar spent on the meat. And partial Q means, given that C doesn't change, the price of chicken doesn't change, you're gonna get this kilogram of beef a week over for the increment of $1 change, or just a small amount of change that you spend on the beef. What it means is that if you spend one more dollar in a beef, that's gonna be increment on B, dB, and that is gonna lead to decrement on Q by 213. That's why it's negative, because when you increase the price of beef by $1, you're gonna decrease the quantity by 213 kilograms. Given that C remains equal, and because they didn't give us the specific point BC, I think this works for any value B, that in any B we're gonna get negative 213. So the relation between Q and B is gonna be linear, that has a slope of negative 213. Thank you.